So yesterday I did a thing, or it's more accurate to say I didn't do a thing, which is eat. And I'm not gonna eat tomorrow either. But today we feast. So what am I talking about? It's called alternate day fasting. And it's basically exactly what it sounds like. It's a pattern of eating where you eat every other day. And we'll get a little deeper into the explanation of what it is and why I'm doing it. But let's take a second and back up, give you some context. So the short version is I've struggled with weight my entire life, starting probably back in second grade. And the only time I've had it under control was a few years around 2006, 2007, where I went really hard in the gym, dropped about 50 pounds, got down to 180. Fast forward to closer to now, and the pandemic was not kind. Not that I was in good shape before the pandemic, but when the pandemic hit, all the stress, everything I was going through in my personal life, I ballooned up to 314 pounds. And when I saw that, I knew that I was on, I felt like a ticking time bomb. Something had to change. So November 2022, I decided enough is enough, and I dedicate myself to getting back in the gym, working on my diet, and it works. I start losing weight, albeit slowly, and around January, I get back with my personal trainer. Around the end of January, I decide that the progress that I'm seeing isn't enough for me, and I decide to start intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, if you're not familiar, that's a pattern of eating where you restrict yourself to eating only within a certain amount of hours during a day. Some people go as extreme as only eating around 6 hours a day. I was more in the middle of around 10 hours a day. And usually that was from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sometimes it was 7 p.m., sometimes 8 p.m. But I like that 10 to 6 window.
Several days later.
So it's Friday. This video actually started on Tuesday. It was supposed to start on Monday because that's when I started fasting. And like most things in my life, did not go according to plan. And so to keep me on track for this and make sure I don't just ramble and go off the rails, I've got notes. My experience being on day 5 of intermittent fasting, I think my body's adapting. Monday, which was the first day, was kind of rough, but the really tough part was the night. I had a really tough time sleeping when I've actually been doing really good with that the last few months. Day 2, I was able to eat, but I'm not used to eating that much food anymore, so I felt really stuffed and kind of uncomfortable eating that much. Day 3, really busy day. I was out on a shoot and running around town, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to think about being hungry, which is a good thing. And I want that to be how my fast days are. I want them to be more active. So I'm out and about, I'm walking, I'm doing things that I need to do, and I don't have time to think about food. And I actually slept like a baby that day because I was tired at the end. I think I've got to adjust how I eat, although I'll get into another video some other time about what I eat, how I've been eating on intermittent fasting, and what I'm gonna do now as I go into this alternate day fasting. Day 5, this day was actually really easy, surprisingly enough. I kept it simple, coffee, water, just all day. And I did have 1 glass of lemon juice and apple cider vinegar earlier in the day when I got a really dramatic hunger pains, but since then it's been easy. Lots of things that I want to do with this channel. I really just want to take y'all along on the journey. There's going to be documentation about what I'm eating, about how I'm exercising, what I was doing when I was just doing a regular intermittent fast, and what's different for me now as I go into this alternate day fasting. I just want to bring more awareness to this because the whole intermittent fasting had heard of, alternate day is pretty new to me. But I have to say, as I'm on day 5, it's been easier than I thought it would be to adapt. Now, that being said, I'm hella overweight. If you're already lean, or if you're only like 20, 30 pounds overweight, this might not be the plan for you. I want to get down another 80 pounds. I've already lost 50. I'm somewhere between 258 and 261. I want to get down to 180 minimum, and maybe even 160, but I think once I get down to around 170, I want to start putting on muscle. I'm trying to have a 6-pack, and I don't mean beer. I've never had one before, want to have one before I die. So If any of this stuff interests you and you've gotten this far in the video, I just want to say thank you for that. And I hope that my journey and my discoveries can bring some kind of value to your life. And I hope we have fun along the way. See you guys in the next video.